Hey there everybody, this is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome back to Southeast Louisiana. Hi folks, I just want to reiterate, this is not a how-to video because there are so many out there. Not knocking them, I'm not saying a bad thing about them, I'm not saying anything about that at all. It's just, that's not what I'm doing. I'm walking through my backyard real quick like I do daily this time of year because it is what? Swarm season. And while the last check I did 6 days ago, I had no swarm cells whatsoever, you just never know. Now I have had swarms show up in my yard and I've had no swarm cells whatsoever in my hives. And I do believe there are times you will get swarms that come in from, you know, feral colonies that come in from out in the woods or something, and they tend to they congregate in these bee yards sometimes, because I've had it where I've just literally went through the hives one afternoon and that evening went out and there was a swarm hanging in a tree above my hives. So, and there were no bees trying to swarm, so it happens. But anyway, I've got a few boxes that are getting kind of tight, and while there were no swarm cells, I still got to double check. All right, so we'll take a look out here. The bees are getting after it. That little nuke is that one hive we put brood in. That swarm I caught in Hammond. So they're still here, it looks like. Again, they were in the, what you call it, the still clustered, hanging in a tree swarm mode, as far as I was concerned. Anyway, everybody's flying, and I'm looking in the trees. And look at all my trees. They like these pine trees. They do like the pine trees, but they like this little berm of trees I got right here. There we go. We got to go back through them here in another day or two. All right, guys. Anyway, speaking of swarms. Some of y'all know I posted a picture of a swarm box. The landowner said there were bees in it. That was over a week ago, and I don't know how long they were in there. And if you watch my swarm videos, you know I don't fill my boxes with frames. And I put a medium this time underneath them because I had heard Dirt Rooster say he seems to catch bigger swarms in some of his boxes that are laying around when they're deep in a medium. So there is no telling how much crazy comb is in there. It's going to be a cutout. And I'm still not going to get it, at least for another 2 nights. But I have 2 other boxes hanging, and I have not been out there. So bottom line is, I have not been out to any of these swarm boxes since I hung them. Hadn't went out and freshened up the oil, hadn't done any of that. Not really worried about it because it's got a little comb in it, so it shouldn't be an issue, but oh boy, if there's bees in all those boxes, I got cutouts in every one of them. And that's exactly what it'll be, as a cutout. So, I gotta go out there, check on those 2 I got hanging, because I know I got one in that other box. Another thing too is my little stands that I hang those on, at least the regular 10 frames, they're not very strong. And as these things fill up with honey and comb, there's no telling, they may fall out the tree. So my irresponsibility, but I'm gonna do my best to try and get it right. Try and you know, really not disrupt the bees terribly, and just get them transferred into a box. The crazy thing was, about a day before that landowner shot me a text with that picture, I had told somebody I'm probably going out to get these things gathered up. I don't even want any more bees. It's good. I have my swarm boxes set up in places where I know I've gotten good queens, and it's really only 2 locations right now. And I got 3 boxes out, and I said to somebody, I'm going to get them. I don't need any more bees. We're splitting, and we're going to catch other swarms. People are going to call eventually, although I don't put my name on lists for that. I don't need people calling me. There's plenty of people that come get them. I don't jump on the forums and answer, because most of the time those folks are on there so fast wanting to get a swarm. I don't even fight for that. I don't need the bees, and I don't want bees from just anywhere. I do like the locations I have, but I'll still catch swarms. Some of mine are going to swarm, and hopefully we'll be able to catch them. I mean, we're going to catch more. I don't need any more bees. I like my numbers low, and I'll combine for the flow so that we don't have a ton of bees. But I was going to go out and get those boxes, gather them up. I could use the equipment. Too late. There was already a swarm in one. So I'm going to go out and check the other two. And, you know, I say I'll gather up the equipment, but all of a sudden you get out there and you're like, ooh, the fever kind of strikes. I can always give the bees to somebody that can use them. I can always find somebody that needs some. So I've got equipment built now, so I probably won't take them down now that I've kind of calmed down. I've gotten in a rhythm. I know where I'm at with hives. I probably will go ahead and leave them, so I'm glad I didn't go take them down. But I can always help a new beekeeper get started with a swarm, or somebody maybe had massive losses this year, needs to build back up real quick. We can always help them. Or, you know, if I catch one in next to the pond, that one I will keep. That's a queen. I do want another one of those, but we'll see. Let's go out. Let's hop in the truck. I'm gonna drive on out there, and let's go check these boxes. It's gonna be a surprise to you as much as it is me. At an undisclosed location in Tangipahoa Parish, Louisiana, somewhere in amongst these trees are swarm traps. Alright guys, y'all been down here with me before, but we're going down into the woods. We're at the almost northern end of Tangipahoa Parish, and these bait boxes, swarm traps, normally catch a lot later. They catch in April normally, and it's April 2nd, but usually mid-April is when I see them catching. We're gonna go up here and see what we find. Now then, the responsible beekeeper would have been down here and checked these things and refreshed the bait, and would have straightened out the box the end of it's about to fall off. How many windstorms we had? But one thing I don't see is any bees. Yeah, no bees on this one. Well, there's scouts. See the scout there? There's another scout right there. So they're checking it out. Like I say, this particular area, it normally doesn't catch until mid-April usually. Yeah, we definitely got scouts coming and going, so that's a good sign. So it'll catch, most likely. But I've had scouts before, and they've completely disappeared and no more. So look at the privet hedge is about to bloom. That's where our box is. Other box is up and around the corner, up the hill and ways over. I've never put two out here before. I've always put just this one. This is that one really, really good queen I get. Let's walk down and let's see if there's anything here. And if not, we'll shoot a little swarm commander on and call it a day. Oh yeah, it's got bees on it. Let's take a look. There's our box in a tree. See some bee action, but let's see if it's scouts or whether we got a swarm in there. See if we can make sure we don't get snake bit back here. Oh, we had a limb go down. Well, I think what we got is scouts on this one. Definitely not a hive moved in, but there's a... When I walked up, there were several scouts around it. Oh yeah, they're all in the top. I mean, they're checking it out. They're in it. They're measuring, seeing if their couch is going to fit, seeing if their recliner is going to go in the right corner, where they're going to put their entertainment center at. One of them's the actual real estate agent, and that agent's probably showing them the layout. Looks like an open house though. Might be several colonies. Yeah, looks like an open house, all right. Well, I'm kind of relieved. I really didn't want to find swarms here. It's just not good to leave your boxes out for that long and have to do a cutout. I like to come down on a weekly basis. That way I know they've been in there no more than 7 days. I can come in here, get them out, and I might have one piece of comb, and I usually just chunk that piece and get them established really quick. It's no disruption. They're checking it out for sure. They like that back entrance back there. Yep. So good sign. Scouts on both boxes. And like I say, this place always catches a little bit later. We're significantly further north. That's another reason I haven't been down here. I just haven't been diligent about getting up the road because I've been working the bees so hard. All right, well, it's time to get on back down the road. I'm actually happy. I really didn't feel like doing a cutout on this swarm box. That's my little nail. That little nail in there. That's a pretty big hole. That way the birds. But that'd be a pretty small bird get in there. But I saw it on YouTube years ago when I first built this. Very first one I ever built. You can catch fish in that pond, no doubt. They're there. This was a real shallow pond, and it was grown up completely around. It looked about like that, all the way around it, all the way up to the edge of it, and it was real shallow. So they did some clearing with their dozer, and then they had somebody come in and clear this whole thing. And he drained the pond to the back and put a levee across there and dug it all out. And it's shallow like a pool. Right here it's real shallow. It goes down and it drops in about where that willow tree is back there. It drops on down. And that thing goes good and deep. And they let it fill on up. We had a tropical storm, filled it right to the top. And it's got fishes in it. Lots of fishes. And if you look out here, the blackberries are exploding right now. I guess they call them dewberries here. Where I'm from, they always call them all blackberries. But down here, they're dewberries. They're the bigger ones. They bloom earlier. Best I can gather. Alright, well, not enough activity on there to hang out and think of swarms moving in anytime soon. But they will be in the coming weeks. Next couple weeks, but not right now while we're down here. We had a few trees go down. Yeah, see all this blooming? That's what they call dewberries here in southeast Louisiana. They're a different one, I guess. We call them all the same, but I guess they're different. And the bees at certain times of the day will work these things. I mean, there's some bees on them now, but it's one thing about them, different blooms. You can go out there at certain times of the day and see different kinds of pollinators on them gathering nectar. One part of the day it'd be tons of honeybees, and another time it'd be bumblebees with only a few honeybees, and next time you see them little black bees, and little itty bitty ones look like flies. There's a few honeybees in and out of there, but it's just certain times of the day. Plus, it's still cool right now. Well, that's it, guys. Not much to see here, but I figured I'd take you along. And hey, we got scouts on both of them. That's a good sign. I'd just take you along, see what we find. Again, I'm relieved that we didn't find swarms in them. I really am. I like to know how long they've been in there. You see me do my traps. I don't fill them with comb because usually I'm real stingy with my drawn comb, because at the beginning of the spring I like to use that drawn comb when I'm building up hives. I really need to start putting 10 frames in them, or 5 or 8 in that one box. I really do. I need to start doing that, or at least, you know, 5 and 2 foundations or something in that one. That way they won't build crazy comb. Now in the one that's got the medium, I can put that's no problem putting deeps in there all the way across and then building on the bottom, because that's easy, just cut that off and still move them over. But that one there, and even those when I leave an open space, the bees will always take that void. In my experience, they've always filled that void first. They've started on the frames that were in there, but they've always built, at least started building comb in the void on the lids. And sometimes I've caught it early, and sometimes I've caught it really late. Because I don't have to have these swarms. I do it for the fun of it. I don't have to catch them. I like coming out here and seeing that. Said I was going to take them down, but I can't. Somebody can use the swarm. If I don't need them, I'll send them on. This one I'll keep though. If I get that dark queen in that one, I'm keeping that one. I'd love to populate my yard with 2 or 3 more of her. But yeah, so the whole deal with this is that I just enjoy it, but I need to do it smarter. I've been catching swarms now. Well, I've been beekeeping for 9 years. I've been catching swarms for 8 of them. So, and successful at it every year. But every year I continue to make that void. But some years I'm more diligent about getting down and getting the boxes out quicker, and I don't have to do any cutting out. But this year I messed around and left them alone. So, all right guys, well look, I appreciate you coming along. Too bad we didn't have swarms for your benefit, but for my benefit it was a good thing. I'm pretty excited that I don't. That sounds crazy, right? But I am. I was dreading so with all the work I got, having to cut it out. And really it's not good for the bees. It's me being irresponsible. It's not good for them, so I didn't need to do that to them. So I'm really actually pretty excited about that, and at the same time excited to see plenty of scouts on that one, because that's a good sign. And you know, there were 3 or 4 scouts on that one, so that's all good. Could be the same colony scouting both boxes, and they move into one. More scouts on that one though, so hopefully that's the one we get. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. We'll go get that other one. I won't be able to really take you long because I don't have a night camera. It's going to be a dark night to get it, but I'll take you when I have to cut it out. There's certain viewers out there looking forward to that, I see in some of my comments. Duck River. Anyway, we'll get that one done, but we'll come back down here. We'll check them again. One of these times we're going to come down here. We're going to find a swarm in them. So, hey, I appreciate y'all coming along. I sure appreciate you watching, sticking with me. And for those new viewers, for joining in, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that now. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you like the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, family, anybody that just enjoys watching bees. This is Barry's Best Hunting. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful evening. May Lord God bless you. See y'all later.